June is quietly one of the best months to visit Istanbul. And the reasons are simple. First of all, it's not as crowded as you think. And second, it's not as hot as you think. A lot of people have this idea that if they come in fall, so for example like September, October, that they're going to solve two problems. They're going to avoid the hot, sticky months of summer, and there will be less people in the city, right? But here's the problem. Everybody thinks that way. So spring and fall, when the weather is most ideal, are the busiest seasons of tourism in Istanbul. So when you come right after these seasons, so when you come in June, you actually avoid the crowds. So June is much less crowded than April and May, and November is much less crowded than September and October. So these 2 months, for the same reason, are secretly the best 2 months to travel to Istanbul as a visitor. However, June might be even better than November because, first of all, it's warmer, the days are much longer. So as you know, June is when the days are the longest. So you get like 15 hours of daylight. So everything ends later. Like for example, if you want to go on a sunset cruise on the Bosphorus, it will start later. So you'll have more time to do more sightseeing during the day until you go do that. For example, sites like Blue Mosque will be open later than winter. So you will have more time to go sightseeing as well. Now, of course, it will be warm, let's be real. So Turkey is a Mediterranean country, and June in Istanbul can get 25-30 degrees Celsius, but it rarely ever goes like above 30 Celsius in June, because June is still not the hottest month. So the hottest months would be obviously July and August, so that's when it would get closer to 40 Celsius. But in June, that is very unlikely to happen. So if you don't mind a little heat, put on some sunglasses, some sunscreen, and June will be amazing. Another thing about June is because June is summer, so a lot of locals in Istanbul also tend to travel to other cities, maybe to their hometowns if they're originally from some other part of the country, or maybe just go on a vacation somewhere in southern Turkey, and you'll just have less people in the city overall. The school year ends in the end of June, so if you're traveling in end of June, there will be less cars, less school buses on the traffic, so there will be less traffic, there will be less people in the city overall, so it'll be also easier to just navigate and go around. Okay, so summer is here, and you're also probably wondering, what about swimming? Can you go swimming in Istanbul in June? Yes, you can. I mean, there are actually plenty of places you can go swimming in Istanbul, like the Princess Islands, the Black Sea coast, and even the Marmara coast. Now, we'll make a dedicated video about this topic, about swimming in Istanbul, where you can swim, what are some of your options. That'll be one of our upcoming videos, so stay tuned. And when it comes to things like, for example, national holidays, public holidays, and so on, there's nothing in June. There's like literally not a single public or national holiday in June. So every day of the week, everything works. It's very predictable. It's very easy to plan your days, and you don't need to worry about any of those things. So you just come in June. What you have is like a full month of predictability. You have like 15-hour days and lots of sunshine, almost no precipitation. Yes, hot, warm, true, but not like too extreme. It's just perfect. I mean, the city is less crowded, there are less tourists, there's less traffic. It's just perfect. Honestly, I think June might just be the best month to see Istanbul. And now finally, food. Now I'd also like to mention this. Turkey is one of the biggest agricultural producers in the world, and Turkey is the top producer of some of the most commonly eaten and loved fruits and vegetables, and such as cherry. So cherry is best eaten in June in Turkey, and Turkey is the biggest producer of cherry worldwide. Turkey produces more than 20% of all the cherry in the world, and if you'll be in Istanbul in June, definitely go to a grocery and try some fresh Turkish cherry. And this is it for today's video, guys. This was a shorter one, and I just wanted to let you know that June is secretly one of the best months to travel to Istanbul. And stay tuned, because soon we'll be back with new and interesting videos about sightseeing and food and culture in Istanbul.